Hey, so hopefully you've just watched I Need My Monster, or you've done some kind of reading so that you're all ready to go with an idea in your head of something that you're going to draw. Now, if you've read I Need My Monster, what you're going to be drawing is your ideal monster. And instead of using paper and crayon, we're actually going to use Google Docs again. But instead of Google Docs, we're going to use something called Google Draw. Now, let's make sure we are all on our Google Drive page. Now, remember, make sure we're on our class ones. And now we're going to go into our folder that says our name. Just like we did when we made the Google Doc, we're going to go into the folder that says our name. Okay, there's the poem that we wrote the other day, and this time we're going to create not a document, going over to create, we're going to create a drawing. So if you can click on drawing. Great. Okay, so let's look at what we're going to need to do to be successful. I can change the name of the file. I can change the background color. I can create a shape and change the color. I can draw a free-form line. Extra for experts, you might want to include a picture from Google. We'll see how we go. Okay, so going back to ours, so the first thing we need to do is to change our name. Remember, we just go straight up to where it says Untitled Drawing. We're going to click on that. We write our name and then monster. Okay, our name and monster. Click OK. Right, the first thing we need to do is we need to change the background. So if we right click, a little wee menu comes up for us. We're going to go to background, and we can choose any of these colors that we want to be our background. And remember, you can go to custom and choose your own color. Now we can change its darkness, but we can also now change how translucent we want it to be. So how much of the thing behind it do we want it to see? So I still want it fairly solid, so I'm going to go on to that color. So my background is now purple. Now the next thing we need to do is to make a shape. So going up into here is where our shapes are, and look at all the shapes that we can choose from. So many. So we need to think about what shape do we want our main part of our monster to be. And I think I'm going to choose this one here. You can choose any one you like. You just need to click on it. So my monster is going to be big and fat. Now to do that, what I did was I clicked on the one that I wanted, and then this came up. So what I've done is I've held down the left hand key, and still holding it down, I've dragged it across. So still holding it, and then when I've got it the size and the fatness that I want, still holding it down, then I can let go. Okay, now that's the color it is come automatically. Now our next job was to change its color. So you can see how it says autofill. We can go into here and we can make it any color we like. And of course we can go down to custom. I think I'm going to go this muddy green. Now as you can see, it's still got a black outline. You can also change the color of the line in the same way. So I might want a blue line or a green line, and I can also change the thickness of the line. I can make it really thick, or I can make it really thin. And then I can also change whether I want it to be a dotted line or a solid line. There we go. Dotted line. So there's my shape to start with. What I've done there is I chose my shape. Once I had made my shape, I was able to change the color of the inside, the color of the line, the thickness of the line, and what kind of line it was. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is to do a free-form line. So these are all the different lines that we can do. So any of these lines, have a play with them. I'm going to choose, I want you all to choose the curved one. So what we do with this one is we can make a round, curvy line. Ooh, just holding down, and we can move it. Ooh. Curvy line, make it match up with the other one. There we go. I've made my own shape using the curvy line, but you can use any of these lines. Have a wee go. Try the scribble. It's holding down the left hand one, nice and round. It makes okay. And of course, same again, I can change the color, I can change the thickness of my lines. If I've decided that, yep, I like that line, but you know what, I want to change this one over here, I can use my little arrow and click on them like this, and then I can go and change that one, and I want that one to look the same as the other one, nice and thick. Okay. I might want some little circles in there for the eyes. Oh, need to pick it up again. Circle. Eyes, and I've decided I don't want that, so I'm just going to highlight it and click delete. I think I need a mouth. I'm going to do a squiggly, wiggly mouth. And now I want to change its color and its thickness. Do I want an arrow on it? No. Okay, there we go. Remember, I don't need to save because I did it at the beginning. If you're wanting to maybe insert an image, I don't think we need to, but if you can, remember, you click on another tab, you go to monsters. Remember, don't be on web, you need to be on image. And you can choose an image that you might want to add in. Right click, copy, right click. No, you can go to edit and you can go paste. Just takes a wee while, give it a bit of time. So you can add that in if you want to. I don't think I need it on my one. Right, there you go, that's how that one works. Remember to save it, to send a comment to your teacher. Comment, all done, ready to print. Comment. Remember, comment, and that is how you create a drawing in Google Docs.